Des, King of the Pit TV, at Des Rocksteady on Instagram. This tune is entitled Let Down. We're listening to OK Computer, the entire record from start to finish. Haven't heard it. Let's hear it. Let's go. Some twinkly guitars to get us going. I know the last track was entitled, what was it called? Exit music for a film. But I can see this being a top contender for a film soundtrack even more so. This is definitely like a maungy, romantic film where everything's just gone to crap for the main person, and they're sort of just reconsidering things right now. Have you ever listened to Radiohead when you've been sad? Leave a comment down below. This band are really good at dynamic and volume swells, establishing the ever so slightest tension and the ever so slightest of an incline towards the next section of the song. Really good at that. Keeps you holding on to what's coming next. Something cool about this band I just considered whilst looking at the artwork for this record is they have a great sense of artistry. I mean, some may consider it a little bit, you know, a little bit pseudo, you know, arty-farty sort of stuff. But what we've got on this cover here is obviously the artwork, but we've got a few just sort of external bits that I don't know what these squiggles are. We've got the X, we've got Lost Child, potentially Lost Style, and so on and so forth, and these are obviously got some sort of meaning. I would hope that it's not just being thrown on there for fluff, you know what I mean? But like Kanye West, as an example, they're not afraid to experiment and to create art as opposed to just doing the boxed in structure of what music is supposed to be packaged as and sold as, and how it's supposed to be produced as far as what the general societal you know, sort of guidelines give you, which as a songwriter can be quite tough because you want to write that perfect song, right? But in doing so you lose the artistry and the experimental sort of childlike aspect of being a creative individual and being part of a creative unit. So it's really interesting how they approach and apply these artistic methods and just ideas. And you know, like a painter, just allow the music to be the canvas and allow themselves to express whatever ideas they have in just these varied different means, which may or may not sort of engage with the listener, but it doesn't necessarily matter because it's an emphasized depth and meaning, as opposed to, you know, industry singer singing industry songs with an industry producer. You know, it's a lot different, and obviously it's more mature and conscious than, you know, experimental artists who's in his bedroom, who doesn't really know what he's doing and he's just trying to force something. This music doesn't seem forced, it seems natural, and it's a natural expression of artistry, and that's really brilliant. That's really brilliant, and you don't see it often, and I'm starting to understand why this band is brilliant and why people think they're brilliant, such as Tool. It took me a moment to get into Tool, but as I've started to delve in, I'm starting to see parallels between the different paths of you know, artistic expression these bands sort of go down, and it's brilliant. As an artist myself, it's enlightening. It's a great way to perceive things. Oh, I put a quick message out saying really enjoying Radiohead, great band, and a few people have responded to me saying one of my favourite bands, what you're listening to, and so on and so forth. What a great community, and a lot of you know, what a cult following. I can see a lot of friendships being made of this band. Wow. Wow. Brilliant. Let Down, that was called. That was a good song. That was a good song. It wasn't my favourite, but we've had a lot of good thoughts and a lot of interesting... we've conceived a lot of interesting train of thought throughout that tune, so by default, I can't hate on that. That was brilliant. So that was Let Down. Let's move on to the next tune, people. Alright, so Karma Police. I've heard this one years back.
Hi, I'm Mikko, co-founder with these friends of Kyrö Distillery, Finland. That's right, Finland.